Okay, so today's vlog is going to be about traveling with a toddler. Yesterday, Carter and I flew to Georgia because we're going to see my best friend get married on Saturday. And wow. First of all, the plane ride wasn't the greatest because I thought they were going to turn the lights off and they didn't. So once they turned the lights off, I knew that Carter would go to sleep and we'd have a good, easy sailing plane trip. But they did not turn the lights off, so Carter did not go to sleep until like the last 8 minutes of the flight. So let me just tell you everything. So here's some toddler traveling tips. You need to have what I call your lifesaver. Your lifesaver is something that your child absolutely loves to do, eat, just enjoys no matter what they're doing. If you give it to them, they'll be happy. So I have two lifesavers. The first one are my yoga drops. If you give Carter these, he will be absolutely quiet, content, and happy. My second lifesaver is his favorite book, which is Miss Spider's New Car. So these two things got me through a plane trip with an awake toddler. Seems really simple, but they work. Also, I brought his pacifier and his blankie. He didn't need those, but the pacifier kept his ears from popping because my ears are kind of popping pretty bad. And then the blanket is just like a security blanket for him, but he only uses it to go to sleep. So the plan was that he was going to go to sleep, but that didn't happen. So for the most part, he was actually really, really good. He was just his normal self. He didn't want to sit still, and I feel really sorry for the man who sat next to me and the lady who sat in front of me. The guy who sat next to me, he got a book thrown at him. He got yoga drops thrown at him. He was hit or touched 3 or 4 times, and the lady in front of me got her seat kicked 1,000,000 times, or he was banging his head on the seat. So I apologized to them like over and over. And luckily they were really nice and understanding. So that worked out great. Other than that, he wasn't too bad, honestly. He was restless, but to be expected. And he was really, really sleepy. So when he actually fell asleep, he just kept crying and crying because he couldn't get comfortable. So he would sleep and then he'd cry a little, then he'd sleep, then he'd cry a little. But this was towards the end of the flight. So at the very end of the flight, he finally just passed out and fell asleep, which is great. And we didn't really have too many problems. I guess my biggest tips would be A, to plan ahead. Make sure your child has ate. Make sure their diapers are changed. So make sure they're generally happy before you get on the plane. That way, even once you get on the plane, they should still be generally happy. Carter's very rambunctious and he likes to go, go, go. So it was kind of hard because he wanted to be busy. But I just let him stand up between my legs. So he was standing up, sitting down. We sang songs. We played our little games with our hands and stuff. And he generally did good. I mean, I really can't complain that it was a horrible flight. Could it have been better? Yes. But overall, he did a good job. So just make sure that you prepare yourself. Have your lifesavers, whatever that may be for you and your child, and don't panic. Like, relax. It helps that I had people around me who were comfortable with kids, and you might not always get that. But even if they don't like kids, just try to, relax. Because if you panic, they're going to be panicking. So just try to, be as least stressed as you can be. So those are my tips for traveling on the airplane in particular with the toddler. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I have a few clips after this with Carter on the plane so you guys can kind of see how he was. Alright, bye.
Water and Diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay, so this is my first time flying with him as a toddler. And so far it hasn't been too bad. When we were in the airport, he didn't want to sit still, so I had to walk around with him. And on the plane, he was a little fidgety, but now he's doing much better. This is usually his nap time. I mean his sleep time, but for some reason the airplane did not turn the lights off. So he can't go to sleep because it's just too bright and too much happening. So I was really kind of upset. So he's very, very tired, but you know, the lights are on, so he's not gonna go to sleep. So I wasn't too happy about that. This is the first time I've flown American Airlines in a long time, so I don't know why they leave the lights on a night flight. Yeah, so this is us. He's doing pretty good. He had to bring his pacifier to keep his ears from popping and also just to keep him settled. He's been in a pretty good mood though. He hasn't been fussing or anything like that. So far we've had a pretty good flight. Can't complain too much. Let's see if he'll talk to you guys. Kind of doing his own thing, but he's content. Hopefully he'll fall asleep soon because mommy's sleeping.
So I've got that. She's wanting to go you go do this first. Yeah. She's so stressed. She's stressed me. You gotta go relax. But it's fine. She doesn't think about it. I'll survive.
Lady across from me is knocked out. So there's the man next to me. Having some good sleep.